Everyone, it is midday on Friday the 20th of January. It's vlog number 14. So I thought what I'd do today is I'm going to do my 10 week countdown starts tomorrow. So it's exactly 70 days at midnight tonight. So I've started keeping a checklist of all the things that I'm doing in the run up to Conf. Today I thought I'd just share with you what they are really to see if they're similar to the kind of things that everyone else is doing. So at the moment I'm very fortunate that as a result of what happened 9 days ago, I've been trained by Tim Renshaw from Fitness Station in my head, which is awesome. Hello Tim. So what we're currently doing with that is we have weekly physique reviews, which will primarily be done on a one-to-one basis because I think that they're far more accurate, and Tim agrees with that. It's quite hard sometimes to judge what's in a photograph or a video. But second place that, for example, this weekend we'll be doing a video because it's a little bit easier to see. You don't have to worry about flexing or posing or just getting one angle and then making a wrong assessment. So we'll do a video tomorrow morning. So we have weekly physique reviews. We have daily training reviews, which are done by text and phone call, talking about making sure the form and technique are right. I share videos with Tim. Tim comments on them, and they go backwards and forwards, making sure that my form and technique are as good as they can possibly be. And just chatting through about rep ranges and weights and pushing myself and all those kind of things. Then we have daily nutrition checks. So I do have a meal plan that Tim's followed me. He's upped my calories from where I was before. It changed the macro nutrient makeup of those. So we have daily check-ins to make sure how am I getting on, what's working, what's not working, how am I feeling, have I got enough energy, all that kind of stuff. And daily weigh-ins, just to see where I'm floating at the moment, which is good. Then after a day that starts from about 6:30, 7 in the morning, involves a very busy working day. I've been working from home this morning, which is quite good, but generally in the office or on a construction site somewhere. I have to do my daily food prep. I don't like warmed up food, so I do my food prep the night before and then I eat it cold. And at the moment I'm on 5 meals a day, from breakfast through to dinner, plus pre-workout, intra-workout and post-workout. I'm on a new supplementation plan, which is really working actually, quite interesting. It's different. And then I train every day, so I'm on a 7-day-a-week training program now. Incredibly intense program, very testing. It's certainly taking things up to another level, which I'm really enjoying, to be honest. And the enjoyment has come back into training again. Still not doing any cardio at the moment because we're finding I don't need to at this point in time in terms of my physique development. It's not required at this stage, and we're still 10 weeks out. So then that's sort of the daily routine: is food, nutrition, supplementation. One thing I'm struggling still with is getting enough sleep. Rarely get more than 5 to 6 hours a night, and that's beginning to have an impact. I'm incredibly tired, so I'm hoping that I'm able to catch up with some rest this weekend. I doubt it, but we'll see. And then the other things that we've done. So I have registered for 3 events, did that back in September. So that's transformation, body transformation, that's over 35's fitness and international model. I'm very much looking forward to doing all 3 of those categories, and I will be doing all 3 of those categories. Booked my accommodation. I've had that booked probably for a similar amount of time, I think probably since October. I'm renting a house on Margate Seafront, about 10-minute walk to Winter Gardens, so that'll be fantastic. Also work through logistics in terms of when I'm heading down there, so I'll be heading down on a Thursday night, who's coming out, getting a minibus to bring people up from West Somerset, where various different friends are coming from different parts of the country and where they're all staying. So there's quite a lot happening in the behind the scenes. Unfortunately, I missed out on a VIP ticket for Tim to allow him to come backstage. There weren't very many, unfortunately, and I think they sold out almost immediately before they went for public release. And they came out a day early, so people probably weren't aware of that. So I missed out on the VIP ticket, but I think I'll end up with something like 30 spectators coming up to support me, so that'll be awesome. The other things I've started to think about is my hair, what my hair will look like. So I've had a few consultations now about the image I'm trying to create on stage. So there's about 3 or 4 appointments I've got between now and the 1st of April to think about that. Already sorted my tan out, which is fantastic, so I know who's going to be doing my tan, so I'm really looking forward to that. Body wax, I've been putting it off. I need to have a body wax. Shaving, I've been told by the pros, isn't good enough. Beating is too risky, so I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go for a full body wax. I've been told to start exfoliating in preparation for the tan and to help with just general sort of skin development and protection. So I'm waiting for a phone call actually today about having a trial run body wax next week, and then making sure that I keep maintaining it up to competition. So that's going to be interesting. Teeth. I've been thinking about teeth as well, whether I need them whitened or whether I can buy an off-the-shelf product. What kind of thing that will do for my whole image and stage presence. So having thought about that, haven't come to any conclusions yet. But it is a modelling competition, as well as making sure training nutritional plan is about the image and the stage presence and everything. So having to think about teeth. Skincare. I have invested in La Prairie range of products. Been using them intermittently, but really need to start using them twice a day now, as was suggested. I am nearing 40, so I will be in a category with people a lot younger whose skin and genetics is probably a lot better. So I need to make sure that I'm looking after myself. Posing practice now becomes more intense. So I've got some cunning plans in place to make sure my posing is on point. And then ongoing hypnotherapy sessions to help with my confidence before stage. Looking forward to continuing those with Naomi as well. And then really the only two other things that I've got to really sort out, because I keep changing my mind, is the trunks that I'm wearing. Do I wear the same trunks for the over 35s and transformation? Do I go for two different ones? What underwear do I wear for the first round of international? Need to make sure that my suit, the measurements for that are sort of coming on, because I'm having that tailored to within an inch of its life. So there's all those kind of things, as the trunks, the underwear, and the suit still need to be thought about, and there is only 10 weeks to go, so there's not a huge amount of time to make sure those things are done and are done correctly. And then the last thing is we're also thinking about what happens post-competition. We're also thinking about what happens after the 1st of April. So we're planning ahead to, are we going to do any other competitions? What are we aiming for after the 1st of April? And how are we going to cope coming out of competition? So things like the reverse dieting and the exercise regime, and how we cope with the cardio. If I'm doing much cardio, I'm sure I will be, but what we do with all of those things post 1st of April. So we're not just thinking up until the 1st. I think I said in one of my other vlogs that it is a milestone, and I think, as you can see, there's an awful lot of thought and preparation that's going into making sure we get to stage. But we're also thinking what happens beyond that. Don't want to come out on the 1st of April, start binge eating, end up undoing all that hard work, and then not being fit for another competition, or making myself ill because I've not done things properly. So I've been chatting to a few of the pros, particularly Jeff Nealing and a guy called Matt Lethwich, and the various others have been talking about make sure you have a post-comp plan in place. So we're starting to think about that as well. That's it really. As you can see, it's not just a case of training, eating, putting on a pair of speedos and jumping on stage. There's 20-something things, 20-something items and issues that we're having to work through. It's incredibly intense. There's a lot happening. And really, you're already on stage in each category probably for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. So there's an awful lot that goes into making sure that we're ready for that. It is a production, really. It's a huge amount of effort. But I've got my checklist. I'm working through it. I'm looking forward to it. The 70-day countdown starts at midnight tonight, which I'm thoroughly looking forward to. And in fact, in 70 days today, it's my 39th birthday, so we're also trying to prep and put plans in place so I can at least think about enjoying that at some stage as well. So all in all, there's a lot happening, there's still a lot more to do, and with that, as it's now 20 past 12, I suppose I'd better get back to doing some work. Speak to you all again soon, have a great weekend, bye bye.